Hi, everyone. Welcome to my program. I come to you this morning just feeling kind of sad because I just heard the news today that Lisa Presley has now left us. I just one more person that has just really suffered and tried so hard to fit into this world and its ways. Her father was very famous. Most of us have been touched by his music. I mean, let's face it. He was an amazing artist, an amazing man. He's marked our life, many of us that were probably around my age and younger and probably older as well, and going on into the latter years, because he was an amazing artist and just acclimated as he went along and just made music that suited everybody. Um, the only thing I can say is Elvis wasn't perfect. He was far from being perfect, but he was also a good artist, and he did things because he was gifted in those beautiful things. The art that he had was just amazing. He had a wonderful voice, and yeah, he got sidetracked into that whole picture, all the glitz and the glamour, and of course the drugs all go with that. Most every artist goes through that. But the bottom line is that they haven't found their true north. Jesus, he's the way, the truth, and the life. I remember Dottie Rambo sharing that she really struggled with her managers because she did not want to get out there. If anybody you don't know who the Rambos are, um, she was a wonderful singer, and she's gone now as well. But again, you have two choices in this life: you either walk in darkness or light. And she chose to walk in the light. So she found a manager who could really help her and work with her as a Christian and understand that she shouldn't be forced into going across the country and wearing herself out. And she ended up dying through an accident on the road. But she did it her way. Her songs, her appointments, all of her achievements. But she stayed focused on Christ, who was her first love. A lot of them don't do this. They get so caught up with all the glitz and the glamour, and the family suffers, and the marriage suffers, the children suffer. So my, message is, I know some of you probably have not heard about it. Maybe some of you have, but I know that you can join with me when you're hearing the news. Just one more person that's left us that's made a mark in our world. No, he was not what we call an evangelist or anything, but his life was meaningful to God. God loved him. Jesus cares about all of his children. And so many today are going astray for so many different reasons. And I only bring up Lisa Presley because the Presleys are part of our lives. It was part of her growing up, part of our music, part of her heart. We can't deny that. Very famous people are in the news, and we watch their progress. We see what they go through while we're going through what we're going through in life. They become part of our memory system. Some songs were sang by these people that were part of our growing up, and some memento that we walked through when that song was popular. It does not mean we're not Christians. It does not mean we don't love God. In the early days of my life, I listened to some of Elvis's music. I wasn't like some people, friends of mine that were teenagers that were a little bit off on him. I didn't go in that direction, but you know what? I respected him as a good artist, and some of his music I didn't like, but most of it, as he matured later, I enjoyed. And I just really enjoyed the heart that came through, and especially the gospel music that he made. It is just beautiful. But my message today is, it's just so sad when we lose somebody in the world because they've just not been able to walk that walk and live the life of fame. It's just very heartbreaking. I know he made a movie just recently, and we might not have all seen it. Some of us probably have, but it's always the same story. It's heartbreaking to watch the truth. And I think the daughter has had a rough life. She's had a very hard life. And just because people have money does not mean they have all the answers. Usually it's just the opposite. So this is my message today, is no matter what we go through in life, no matter how beautiful it may look, people are still searching for answers in their life. They need Jesus. I was seeking for answers in my life, and I always knew the Lord, but it wasn't until I had that personal, precious touch of God on my life as I was searching for him. Through churches, yes, I couldn't find the answer in churches. It's not through a man, and it's not through a building. It's not. It's not the social church. It's not in any of that. It's in finding Jesus Christ. It's in finding him in here. And when I found him through this TV program I accepted in my life totally changed. Forever. It was never the same. In all the churches that I was in all those years prior, none of them had the answers, because churches make mistakes too, just like people do, because they're run by man. Men do not have the answers. Don't think the answer is in a church. Although it's good to have a church to go to attend, to learn and grow and move you out. Move you out into things of God. Churches are supposed to send you out into the world, into that marketplace, into those places where you're called to be, to make a mark for God. But today's churches have gone the other direction, and most of them have kind of been caught up with drawing you in, listening to the man. Most of them are not focused on the blood of Jesus and what he did at the cross. The messages are just very, very complimentary to your personalities, your feelings, the fluffiness in life, the glitz, the glamour. It's hard to find a church. A lot of people have told me this. Through my videos, a lot of my commenters, a lot of people have emailed me and said the same thing. My heart goes out because there's so much of this going on today. More than ever before, we need to find Jesus. He is the only way, truth, in the life. It's not in a man. No man died for you. No religion, no Muhammad. He didn't die for you. In all the religions that Indian people believe in, they believe in hundreds and hundreds, thousands of gods. They didn't die for you and I. Jesus is the only one who died for you and I, and took all of our sin upon himself. This is how simple the good news is to give to another, to share with another. He died for you. He died to take the place of all your sickness, sadness, disease. All your crutches, all your addictions. He did it for you and me. There's some of you watching today that probably have not received Christ. I have a lot of viewers that have subbed to my program that are not walking with the Lord. I don't know why they've subbed me. Something about this program has attracted them. But Jesus knows. Something I'm saying is attracting those people that don't know Jesus, and they're still out in the world, and they're still running around trying to find an answer. They're not ready to give up and just let Jesus do it. So I guess I'm speaking to you today. You're just going to have to make up your mind. If you really want it, you're going to have to pay the price and give all the other stuff off. Just give it all up. Just give it all up and really lay down your life for Christ. And your life will change. Your life will never be the same. But Jesus paid the price, and His grace is sufficient for you. His grace is sufficient for you. He'll take care of you. He'll do everything He needs to do to help you in your life to walk with Him. Just give your life to Him. I love you. But just go ahead and repeat this prayer with me. Jesus, I ask your forgiveness for all my sins. I ask you to forgive me. Please help me. Take my life. Help me to find the people. Help me to find the right building, meeting place, Bible study, whatever it may be. Meeting in someone's home. Doesn't have to be the building that they call church. It could be just a small group in someone's living room. But let Jesus take your heart, change your life. He'll help you through it all. Just ask Him to forgive you and really mean it with your whole heart. He'll do it. I love you today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And aren't you glad you have Jesus, those that have Him? Those of you that do have Him, aren't you glad? He's so good. He's so good. We just want everyone to know how beautiful He is, how wonderful He is, and how good He is. I love you. Leave your comment, thumbs me up, subscribe to my program. And I've only got a few more left before I hit that 1,000 mark of subscribers. Then I can do some live shows and things like that occasionally. And the most important thing is I can reach more people because I'll be in the algorithms and my face will show up more. I love you. Don't forget my information is below if you need an hour of counseling and hear from God as well. Always, always we hear from God when I'm in my counseling with people. I do very simple counseling. You just share. Very simple, very basic. You just share from your heart. Anything and everything that's on your heart. For 1 hour, my personal time, which I love to give. I do it for the Lord. I do it because He loves His children, and I do too. So if you need counseling, just connect with me below. My information's always in my description box. I hope this has touched your life. Keep praying for our country. God is moving mightily behind the scenes, tremendously behind the scenes. There's another whole world going on behind the news. Don't let the news fool you. God is moving mightily. I love you all today. This has been your divine appointment. See you next time.